Managing a property refurb when you don't live nearby can feel overwhelming, but it's absolutely doable if you have the right systems in place. As I don't live in England, I've had to manage projects that are hours away from me. At first this felt like a huge obstacle. How could I keep control of everything without being physically present? But over time I've found that distance doesn't have to be a barrier if you set up the right systems and surround yourself with the right people. Here are my top 5 tips for managing a refurb remotely, along with a few extra insights I wish I'd known much sooner. You cannot do a remote refurb without reliable people on the ground. Your local network matters even more when you can't pop around to check things yourself. Before you even complete the purchase, line up your contractors, your trades, project manager, if you use one, and agents or contacts who can visit the property if needed. One mistake I made early on was assuming I could manage everything over the phone and email. I didn't properly vet people, ended up with unreliable trades, and spent weeks chasing from miles away. Save yourself the stress. Get those relationships in place up front. A practical tip here is to test small jobs before giving out bigger ones. For example, if you're not sure about a decorator or a handyman, give them a small task like repainting a single room. See how they handle communication, timing and quality before trusting them with the whole refurb. It's a lot easier to swap someone out at the start than halfway through. Even for a cosmetic refurb, floor plans are a must. They're your blueprint, they prevent silly mistakes, and they keep everyone working from the same reference. Without them, it's easy for things to be placed wrong or overlooked, which costs time and money to fix. When you're not there to answer questions in person, those drawings become your eyes and your instructions. A small investment in floor plans saves time, money, and frustrations later on. Always annotate your plans. Mark where sockets should go, where appliances are positioned, and what finishes you expect in each room. The more detail you give, the less chance of confusion, and the fewer, "Oh, I thought you meant," conversations that end up costing you. Photos can be misleading. They hide unfinished corners and make things look further along than they actually are. That's why I always insist on video updates at key stages. After rip out, first fix, before decoration, and before snagging. Videos give you a real sense of progress, highlight workmanship issues, and provide peace of mind without you needing to visit every week. If possible, ask them to walk through the property slowly while talking you through what's been done. It forces them to be transparent and also gives you context that a silent video might not. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Here's a video my electrician sent me. Notice how he walks through the flat, explains the progress, and points out where the sockets and lighting have gone. This kind of update is so much more valuable than just a couple of photos. Check it out.
Hi Tom, just a quick update where we're at. These are the old fire alarm systems, so you'll need to get East Coast out to replace these smoke heads. So there's one there, one here, and one there. So they're that's an East Coast fire job. Obviously we've put independent smokes in and heat alarms for the flat, but these are the ones that go back to the communal fire system. So we've got the socket second fixed, lighting. I'll just show you what there is to do. We're putting a bit of wood there to blank that. That's where the old socket is. So I'll put a blank on there. Get that for tomorrow. Spotlights are in. Same again. And that's an East Coast fire job. The oven is coming on Monday, so I'll probably be back maybe Tuesday to connect that up. Hobs in. The water heater has been put in by the plumber. Switches, this area is all finished. So I'm going to fan isolator, light fan, extractor fan and light. The obviously a spotlight there, spotlight here. That's us done this room. Oh, the shower is all connected, and the lid put back on. Meter's connected up. I'm just a couple of RCBOs short in there, so I'll have that done for Thursday. Put them RCBOs in, put that all away. That'll be finished then, and then the thermostat for that to connect up. Yeah, so you should be ready for your photos for Monday.
Another trick I've learned: ask for a 360 view of each room, not just one angle. It's very easy for someone to film only the good side of the job while avoiding the bits that still need work. Even with video updates from your contractor, you'll want independent checks. This could be a trusted letting agent, someone from your network, or a professional inspection service. They can provide honest feedback, photos and videos from an outside perspective. The key is making sure whoever inspects actually knows what to look for. A quick "looks tidy" from a letting agent isn't enough. You need someone who understands refurb standards and can spot poor workmanship or unfinished jobs. If you don't know anyone in the area, then don't be afraid to pay for a third party to visit the property. Yes, it's another cost, but catching poor quality early often saves you thousands compared to fixing mistakes once the tenant has already moved in. This one is huge. Never pay your contractors in full upfront. Once you hand over the money, your control is gone. Instead, set up written agreements with stage payments linked to actual progress. Release the next payment only when you've had proper evidence, ideally video plus an independent inspection. It keeps everyone accountable, protects your investment, and avoids horror stories of jobs dragging on or trades disappearing. A good structure is something like a small deposit to start to cover the cost of materials, 25% after rip out and first fix, 25% after the second fix and plastering, and 25% after decoration and flooring, with the final 10 to 15% after snagging is complete. This way, everyone has skin in the game until the very end. A few final tips. Remote refurbs always come with some risk, so budget at least 10 to 15% contingency for hidden problems, rising costs or delays. And if it's your first remote project, keep it simple. Start with a straightforward single let or a light refurb before jumping into big conversions. Use it as your testing ground to build confidence and systems. Another thing I'd add, don't underestimate communication style. A contractor who answers calls promptly, sends clear updates, and is comfortable using WhatsApp or email is worth the weight in gold when you're not local. If someone is difficult to reach before you've even started, that's usually a red flag for how they'll handle the refurb. Finally, treat remote projects as a chance to become a systems-driven investor. The more you can document processes, templates, and checklists, the easier it gets to replicate success in future projects, whether they're down the road or hundreds of miles away. The truth is, remote refurbs can work brilliantly. I've done it, plenty of other investors do it too, but only if you've got the right people, clear communication, and strong checks in place. Don't wing it. Don't rely on hope. Set up your systems, protect your payments, and have a contingency ready. These tips will help you avoid the mistakes I made early on. If you're managing a refurb right now, especially remotely, let me know in the comments how it's going and what lessons you've picked up. Thanks for watching this video. As always, I appreciate it for being a subscriber. Thank you for taking the time to be with me today. I will see you again on the next one.